skipper, dropping back in the hole, and as Lingy pointed out, two of the elite runners in the game are going to go head-to-head on that outer wing in this quarter. They look really quick, they look really sharp, the Giants. Can West Coast find a way to slow them down? Here's Vardy over the top. Lob's been impressive, good pickup. Did really well. This is De Boer. Himmelberg did well to bring it to ground. That's his job. Got back in and won it. Well played. Got the handball out. Brilliantly done. Himmelberg to Shield. Will it bounce? Not the way that he wanted to, Dylan Shield, but that's his role. Himmelberg is Richo Harrison Himmelberg to stop McGovern and make sure the ball comes to ground.
Yeah, that was good. Then he led up, drew the footy, and great second effort.
Matt De Boer with his first disposal of the match in that last passage of play. Well done by Redden, just paddling in front of him. Cornelio, Petrie. Cornelio came again. Redden there, and the ball not coming out.
Matty Priddis only had the one touch in the first quarter, and high-paced game. Just hasn't been able to find the tempo so far, Priddis. Started on the bench.
Lob and Vardy. It was well done again by Lob. Down to Shield, Whitfield. They're all getting involved. All the high draft picks, all that talent coming to the fore tonight. Here's Ward, the co-captain, driving it long inside 50. Himmelberg at the back, but in front. What a grab by Green. Oh, how are those hands, Richo?
They're very good. He can do everything on the footy field, Toby Green.
He's a star.
It's a big contested mark. Himmelberg just tied McGovern up enough there. It allowed Green to mark it.
We know this is certainly not beyond him. He's kicked a goal already tonight. 43 for the season. Steps out. Didn't have enough on it. Almost the mark in front there. Not quite. De Boer it was, and then rushed over the line by the West Coast Eagles defence. Amazing, isn't it? All that talent for GWS, and in amongst it, Matt De Boer, who was taken 19 in the 2009 rookie draft and played 138 games with Freo.
So this is Gaff. Just missed one game in 6 seasons, Andrew Gaff. Super player. He's been darling, launched himself at the footy. Kamikaze style. Petrie. Cornelio applied a good tackle. Slick handle from Mitchell. Ended up to Shuey via Gaff, and that'll be a free kick the way the West Coast Eagles. Cripps is going to be the beneficiary.
Play on.
An awkward one from Gaff. Fortunately, Yo got a good bounce, and now they might have an issue here. Some pressure applied. I want on Stevie J. Himmelberg takes a bounce. He's got runners out everywhere. Stevie calls for it over the top. Matt De Boer will run in and kick the easiest goal of his life. And he points back the former Fremantle Docker to his mates up the field. Stevie J. Himmelberg, good pressure, big turnover goal.
Yeah, don't you love those walk-in goals? Just gives your team confidence. An easy goal like that off the back of some pressure. It's demoralising for the West Coast Eagles. Gee, that's a dangerous margin now early in this second quarter.
This is exactly what the Giants have been crying out for. Forward line pressure. De Boer first, Johnson next, then the follow-up from Himmelberg, and then options galore. Could have gone to Toby Green, went to Matty De Boer. Great reward for that defensive effort.
So last 2 goals of the game. Mitchell again, a hack out of mid-air, no mark. Tough one. And look at Cornelio finding a way through to Whitfield. Last 2 goals of the game, but more damning than that for the Eagles as Wilson takes off 12 scoring shots to 3, and there's another one coming. Himmelberg marks unattended directly in front.
And McGovern was sifting off, trying to read where the kick was going to go. You have a look at this here, through the middle of the ground. He changed the angle, Wilson, and McGovern was down the line waiting for a kick down the line. Himmelberg up the middle of the ground. Perfect play for this man here, but it was a great kick by Wilson.
Just the 15th match of his career. He finds himself kicking at his first goal in a final. It bends around. Kicked a goal last week. He's got one this week as well. Well, 13 scoring shots to 3. A 30-point lead. And West Coast in big trouble.
Yeah, and if you let this team run through the middle of the ground with no pressure on, they're going to find targets. They've got to slow this game down, the Eagles. If it continues at this pace, they're not going to be able to get back into it. So here it is again. You can see McGovern there. He's trying to go across and read where Wilson's going to kick it, change the angle. That was perfect. Got to do more of that. McGovern has to be accountable.
Seriously need to respond, and quickly the West Coast Eagles. Can they get one forward? Shuey's working hard. Cornelio and Kelly for the Giants.
High footy. Let him go, mate. Yep. Oh, no, I thought that was all right. Nathan, straight
Always
back.
a bit to think about
Here we go.
for the senior coaches, Leon Cameron, Adam Simpson, Redden. Wrapped up by Whitfield.
Fine.
Clearances are becoming an issue now for West Coast. The Giants have doubled them 16-8 with those clearances, and you would have thought with the likes of Mitchell and Prittis and Shuey in there, that's an area they could have got the Giants.
Lob's been dominant, got it to Scully, then he was stripped of it. Lucky for the Eagles. Coming the other way though, Williams. Quickly Cornelio, what a game he's playing. Getting his hands on the footy a lot. They've kicked the last 3 goals of the game, the Giants, right on top. Tim Taranto, high ball in. De Boer, an unlikely target at the back pattern. Good mark. Guess who? Jeremy McGovern.
Stevie J did everything there to try and keep McGovern away from that, but he's just so good at reading it in the air.
So this is Lacroix. Pushed all the way up to half-back. Darling. Met it full-chested. Got past Shaw. And the tackle from Zach Williams. Just held. Yeah, a bit long. Free kick to the West Coast Eagles, no doubt. Darling shaped through the middle of the ground, and now this is Liam Duggan. Pick 11 in the 2014 draft was Liam Duggan to Redden. And now they're just maintaining a bit of possession here, the Eagles. Barris. Yo, and can understand this, Richo. They just need a little bit of time with the footy in hand here, the West Coast. They don't want it to get way out of whack on the scoreboard.
And they actually need the Giants to spend a bit of petrol doing some defensive running, having to shift across the ground, because at the moment the Giants players, midfielders especially, are just all fresh and know they can run and run hard. So I like that from the Eagles.
Barris down the line, and Redden, former Brisbane Lion, played 129 games there to a good mark.
Disposal number 13. Darcy's getting a lot of the footy for West Coast, and here's Shuey. Clever. Back, then took off quickly. It was a tough one for Kennedy. Good tackle call. Kennedy got it out. Coming the other way, though. The ball quickly gathered by Wilson. Rolling in front of the West Coast fans. Throw it in, the umpire says. Mitchell sitting down, having a breather, and doing some coaching, Richo.
Yeah, Adrian Hickmott there. Well, the coach has got the laptop out, probably looking at a few of those clearances Lingy was talking about.
Petrie in front to Prittis, beautifully done. That combination. Haynes read it really well. Switches on via Phil Davis. Pops it over the top to Core. Got to think his way through this one. Ward. He's sure Scully provided the run in ball. They decide to go out, and this man Tim Taranto, he looks like a great inclusion. Here's the other inclusion, Stevie J. Capel on the left, squeezing ball to Whitfield. Well played, Stevie. He summed it up beautifully, and Adam Simpson, he knows he's got some real concerns here tonight.
And that was a different type of play for the Giants. It's a slow play. It was kick mark all the way down the ground, but they just found a way through. Just great skills.
This is the first 7 games of the year, Lockie Whitfield, as part of a 6-month suspension. He's come back and having career high numbers this year, 25 disposals. Beautifully talented player, Lockie Whitfield. And this to make it serious for the West Coast. It looks a little narrow, and he's missed. So 31 points in favour of GWS.
So what can they do, Richo? Where can the spark come from for West Coast? need to generate something and get something moving quickly.
You've got to get first use of the footy. You have got a powerful forward line, the Eagles, but they can't get first use. They can't get first crack at it. So that's where it starts.
Kennedy under the footy and Core marks. Now he's called to go. Davis, Haynes, they're queuing up at the moment, the Giants. Look at this. Core switches, dangerous but okay. Scully's going to run onto it and they'll be inside 50 again in just a moment. Scully hoists it high. Where's the flyer? Patton. Well done, Barris in front. Green troubling. Came out to Redden. Got it from Prittis. Just got his kick away. It's coming back the other way. Lockie Whitfield back into trouble. De Boer. Shield. Now Kelly. Look at them controlling the football, losing territory, but keeping the footy in their hands. Core's kick had a bit too much on it. Scully, there's still a chance here. Wide handball. Sheed stands up. Ward trying to steal the footy off him. It comes out the back. Redden, Green, last man they want to see get the footy. Untackleable. Patton at the back. Is there a push?
You pushed it in the back.
Just as well for the Eagles.
John Patton trying to say just used his hip. I reckon there might have been a bit of hand in the back there.
Gaff well delivered to Lacroix. This is a better looking build-up so far for the Eagles. Can they get through here? Petrie front and centre. He's got Welling over the outside. Now it opens up. Hutchings running back hard. Cripps, can he get back? Which way will it bounce? Delidio did really well. Cripps fights hard again. And Delidio, who's looked really comfortable down back in this final tonight, Richo.
Yeah, didn't have a great game last week, Brett Delidio, but he nearly had a year out of footy, and half forward can be a tough position if you haven't played for nearly a year. So this is a good move by Leon Cameron. Get him to half back where he can see everything coming towards him, use his skills and pace.
Oh, good tackle from Lacroix. Dispossessed Haynes. Wasn't rewarded.
Hey, Richo, we're a long way away from it yet still, but Delidio next week, Richmond, you think he's thought about that much during the week?
Well, that will be talked about, won't it, during the week if the Giants continue the way they are. Adds a bit of something to the game, Baz.
Here's Hutchings trying to add something to this game with a goal for the Eagles, but well done, Shield. Got it out of there. Yo, 2 to beat here. Ball fell to Taranto. Yo applied the tackle and in the end, not a bad result for the West Coast Eagles. 7-7, 14 scoring shots for GWS. West Coast, 3 straight. Giants by 31 points.
Lob effectively down to Scully. Tomlinson. Out to Haynes, and they've just been able to find space. They've used the ball well, GWS. They've really been polished in this game. Now Ward. So the free kick, as you heard the umpire call, going the way of Barras. Short, chopped off by Whitfield. So it's good pressure again for the Giants. Shields got a man free, and it's this man, Toby Green, who nearly had his head taken off. McGovern says he ducked.
Reckless. You hit it out of your head. Free kick. It's still reckless. It's a reckless act. Needs to be paid. You know that's not true. 2 metres, please.
So good explanation from the umpire. He's saying it's a reckless act. Sam Mitchell trying to argue that he ducked.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah, I think the umpire's got that right, and so it's starting to get to the point where it's going to be really hard to come back. Toby Green, what a player. Already got 1 goal, directly in front. And he's bent it back late, I think. The Giants are off to a flyer. Had some great right to left on it, that kick. It really ducked back late. And this is a stunning display in a big final under pressure. And they are just sending a little message that they've got a bit more footy left into the Giants.
Certainly are. This is a powerful display. It's been a really even performance as well. Wouldn't say there's any one standout. The whole team is contributing. Good team effort. Here's another look at that free kick.
Rocks. Eyes up.
Can't argue with that if you're the West Coast Eagles.
44-27 now for Green for the season. Exactly his output last year on the scoreboard. So every chance he's going to go past that now. Here's Cripps. Well done by Wilson. Been a good defender. Whitfield. And up it'll come.
Backing out this way, so
Last 4 of the game for GWS. Right on top here. Vardy, Patton having a run now on the ball. Hopper. Critters had him by one hand. Affected the kick. It was well done. Duggan handballed away to Shield. Look who came back and got it. Critters inside 50. Darling couldn't mark. It was well done by Tomlinson. Core in front of Kennedy. Good defensive work. Mitchell handball away quickly. Hutchings couldn't get it away. Stevie J was right there. Look at his intent. He's playing for a place in the preliminary final team perhaps. Handballed out by Hopper. Shaw taken over the line by Wellingham.
Their tackle pressure's been good as well, the Giants.
And I think they'll be really happy, Lingy, that Stevie J's put some really good defensive pressure on. It's probably the thing that maybe kept him out of the first final, but he's provided a bit of that tonight so far.
He certainly has, Darcy, right. And you can see a real intent to do it. He's tried to go to McGovern at times. Barras, Hearn plays role there, but put that pressure on. And together with De Boer, it's been much better than last week's performance. Something that's really improved. The more mobile forward line's helped as well.
Patton just ghosting back across half-back, Johnny Patton.
Yeah, he's gone into the ruck now. Patton, obviously, Lob is going to have a spell at stages, and Patton into the ruck.
They've stumbled across a bit better balance in their side, Richo. They had a really tall setup with Mumford, with Jeremy Cameron. They've gone smaller tonight. I have to say, they just look a little slicker.
Well, that game in Canberra where they beat Melbourne convincingly, they had a small forward line, and I think it's clearly the better option for them.
Gaff, it was an interesting kick and knocked forward by Duggan and over the line, and they're happy to find it at the moment, the West Coast Eagles.
In saying that, I think it's been more about their work around the contest tonight. That's where it's all started, their clearance work and contested footy. They've got first use of it, and their ball use is first class.
Vardy, that was superb, down to Priddis. You got it to Wellingham. Shield. That was very clever by Williams, who moved it to Cornelio and then down the line, and Ward's got the football.
That was clean again out of the clearance, and then their run and carry out of it.
Clean skills, exactly what we expect from the team who plays their footy at Spotless Stadium. Patton, high ball towards the pocket. Himmelberg at the back, knocked a few over, including Stevie J, who's in a bit of trouble down there. Taranto knocked it across. Williams, Priddis, clearing, kicks a dangerous one. High and back hard Taranto. Cornelio, a bouncing ball, not the mark for Barras, but then the free kick.
No, that's not right. He hit his head. You got him in the head. He got touched.
No issues for Stevie. He's back up and running. It'll take a bit more than that to keep Stevie J out of a big final. Here's Mitchell. Maybe his last game tonight, fisted away by Drew Petrie. It might be his as well. Both champions. 329th game for Sam Mitchell. And Drew Petrie in his 332nd game equals the great Lee Matthews with the 25th most games played in the history of this great game too. Out and out stars. Shuey's been taken high.
Let him up, Steve. Let him up. Let's go. Thank you. Hold there.
He's got that fast twitch aggro back in his game, Stevie J, hasn't he? Shuey down the line. Paul's playing well, but he gave away a free kick that time. Kennedy. Less than 7 minutes remaining. Can the Eagles get something going? Duggan, Shuey, kept moving. Not a great kick inside 50. Davis on the bounce. Clearing kick. Had a bit too much on it for Core, but he can run back onto the footy here. Kennedy came and got him. Good tackle from the full forward. The All-Australian full forward. He ties it up, and up it will come. 37 points as the Giants lead, with just over 6 minutes remaining in this opening half.
Vardy. Some great athleticism. The big ruckman jumped over the top. Priddis managed to somehow get the ball forward. Haynes under pressure. Davis. What does the umpire think about that? That's what he thinks. Deliberate. Good chance for Cripps. He's got the lead back. That's Hutchings. Davis got back. Well done, Wellingham. Equally well done, Phil Davis.
Fired up down there, Phil Davis.
Yep, and he's going to have to come off. A little bit of blood streaming out of his nose, or not really streaming.
Well, they've only given up one mark inside their defensive 50 tonight, the Giants. It's a very good display so far in all areas of the game.
My worst nightmare, Richo, a blood nose.
Be hard to stop that bleeding, Baz.
A bit like it is for the West Coast Eagles at the moment.
So Rory Lobb, he's back out there. Vardy, good contest. Ward plucked it and then put it straight up in the air. Difficult one to mark. Elliot Yeo's had a great season. He's going to send it back. Decides that Darling's the option. Had a good look at it, but the Giants' defence has been well organised tonight, Richo.
That's just a great team effort tonight. So there are plenty of champion high draft picks in this team, but they're all combining and playing as a true team here tonight, and that's a very good sign for them.
Vardy has done well again. Deledio, Shield got his handball away, freed the arm. Sheed ran out of space. The intent from these Giants, they got the message, didn't they? Clearly they got the message after that game against Adelaide. Qualifying final, they were well below their best. And that man, in his fourth season, not sure that he read them the riot act, but clearly it was, do we want to stand up when it matters the most? Kelly, quick handball out. Deledio getting a lot of the footy. That was brilliantly done by Wilson, but not enough on it, and gaff marks. Plays on quickly. Top of the arc, Mitchell.
So Sam Mitchell, 11 disposals. He's had the most ever disposals in finals in the history of the game.
He's only kicked 2 goals in finals, Richo, and 2 for the West Coast Eagles in his 26th final. Something back for the Eagles. Gets one. Back to 31 points.
Well, he's normally setting goals up his entire career. One of the great distributors of all time, Sam Mitchell. Brings players into the game.
After that Sam Mitchell goal, Andrew Gaff heads to the bench for a well-deserved rest on the Telstra tracker. He's already up to 7.6 kilometres. That's big. He's going to have a big game of running today, and he needs to do that alongside Liam Duggan there. But Whitfield, Scully, Kelly, the running machines of GWS. If the West Coast is going to get back into it, they're going to have to do it.
Yeah, this will help from Sheed to Kennedy. Beautiful play, West Coast, and Josh Kennedy is within range. Quick clearance, beautiful kick from Sheed.
Well, it helps when you win the ball out of the centre, doesn't it? That's the first time Kennedy's had a look at a lead like that all night, really. So if he kicks this, they could get one more back before half-time.
507 goals as a West Coast Eagle. Needs 7 more to go past Peter Sumich as the all-time record holder for West Coast. That one was just drifting left and it stayed there.
So they get one more back here before half-time. A 4-goal lead to the Giants. It's manageable. They can peg it back, but they've got to get something happening around the contest.
First kick-in of the night for the Giants. Nathan Wilson takes off. The boy from Peel Thunder. High ball out in the Patton direction. There's Kennedy, who had the last shot on goal, just got it away. Jetta, smothered by Shaw, came back to Jetta, and then Shaw gets him over the line.
Need more out of Jetta too. He's just had a couple of disposals tonight. He really was outstanding late last week, wasn't he? Came off the back of the square and had a big impact. They've got to get more footy into his hands. Lob again to Ward. He's done really well. Toby Green. Well played behind Shepherd. And a pretty good call from the umpire.
It was really well done, wasn't it, actually, because his momentum looked for sure as though it was going to carry him forward, and almost sort of held his run a little, Shepherd. Didn't get into his back. That was the key move.
Yeah, played it well. Kelly Campbell out to Ward. Sidestepped around Duggan a little too easily. Down the line to Patton. Good hands. Big mark. Outpointed his opponent, Barris. Running back hard, Green. Try and keep it away from Jeremy McGovern. That's the trick with these entries. Whitfield from the side. Shepherd. Shuey in good position. And now Mitchell. Oh, Ward! He ran into an absolute brick wall. Brilliant play, the Giants. Kelly gets it. Sidesteps around Shuey. Well done. Ricocheted off the head of Duggan down there. Hutchings. And Sheed relieves just momentarily.
Coming the other way hard. Wilson stood up in the ground. Kennedy, it falls to Duggan, this time clean. Now the man they wanted in this situation. Jetta can go. Darling sprinting back to goals. Cripps is on as well. He spots Cripps. Is the mark being paid? No. Brilliant by Tomlinson. Cripps might have given away a free kick now. Davis couldn't get it away. And then Jetta gave it back to Darling where he didn't want it. Kennedy over the football. Desperation from the Giants. Shaw, brilliant. Lobbed the clearing kick. Take a bow, GWS. Himmelberg's got the footy.
And that was Tomlinson. He came off his man and impacted. Because Cripps is going to take a mark if he didn't. Brilliant by Tomlinson.
Here come the Giants again. Scully, Green's done it. He is a star, this man. He can do anything. And a big, big mark.
Yeah, that's a little hanger there from Toby Green, but Tomlinson deserves a lot of credit. He started all of that. He saved the goal down the other end. And then they got that slick ball use happening. And when you got guys like this inside 50, they only need half a chance.
He is the best mid forward in the game, Richo. Make no mistake about it.
Agree.
Super player. He's putting on a big performance tonight. As he steered it through, he has. Toby Green kicks his third goal. Not what Adam Simpson had in mind. And they just got the answers so quick. Their rebound from half-back is devastating tonight.
Massive difference, isn't it? Could have been a 4-goal spread with
that's the classic
half to come.
Classic 12-point turnaround there. Right before half-time. That was big. That was a big play.
Three goals for Toby Green, equals his best in finals. He did it on this ground against the Dogs in the preliminary final, and well, it's your classic 12-point turnaround, isn't it? Could have been a goal to the Eagles. 4-goal difference maybe going into half-time. Now it's 6. Shuey. Can they get one back late? High ball, Patton pulled down by the arm from Darling. That is a good move, isn't it? Patton going down deep with less than 90 seconds at that restart. That's good awareness, good coaching. He's trying to hold the Eagles up. Barris didn't get his hands free, both of them, to mark, so fists for the line. 1:02 remaining. West Coast desperate to manufacture something here. Give them a bit of hope with a half to play.
Petrie, Rory lob. Man in front, Petrie got first hand on the footy. Shuey, clever enough to get around Shield, and now looking for a mark. Free kick. Yeah, GWS free kick to Phil Davis. So what they do here, the Giants, they're going to try and score again. There's a defensive kick down the line. Green so capable overhead, as we just saw. Puts the thumbs up, so that's fine. Put it in my direction, I'll do the rest. Never comfortable in a final, Richo, but I'm sure Leon Cameron is feeling pretty good about his side.
I don't think he could have asked for much more in this first half, Darcy. He'd be pretty happy at half-time.
Ward tried to take on the tackler, and Shuey did really well. The hero from last week's final, Luke Shuey.
A long way from home this time. Short, Sheed. Clock continues to run. Down to 20 seconds. It's a 6-goal spread GWS's way. Short again. Lacroix, not a bad man to have the footy in the hands of for the West Coast Eagles, and this might be a kick after the siren here.
Sorry to jump in, Baz. Lockie Whitfield just caught one off the ball there, and he's in a bit of trouble. Got wobbly legs, and the doctors are going to get him straight off the ground, and not in a good way at all.
He does look quite distressed, doesn't he? Nick Maxwell out to him now, one of the trainers out to him. Meanwhile, Mark Lacroix, who's kicked one already tonight. Tough angle. Behind only, and it's a 35-point lead at half-time for the Giants. Bit of aggro, bit of push and shove. No place for the Giants.
There's a bit happening over in the right forward pocket as well. Elliot Yeo down here wants to go on with it. Stevie J in the middle of it. No surprise about that. Drew Petrie might be his last night. And you wouldn't want to do something silly here, would you? Going into a prelim final. Look at Stevie J. He's right into the lip. He can't help himself. He wants more of it, Stevie. Look at that. He loves it. So they finally separate, Basil, and go back to their own race. We'll get down to Lingy.
Well, Phil, fair bit of feeling there. Was that because of the Lockie Whitfield getting knocked over?
Yeah, I think it was. I think Stevie saw off the ball, and you know, that's what we love about Stevie. He's a big game player, but also he protects for his teammates.
It's a big game tonight, and that first half couldn't have gone more perfectly. You guys have opened the game up well, scored well, must be pleased.
I think we're just doing the basics well. I think our contested ball numbers will be good, and we're scrapping and fighting well.
Well done, mate. Appreciate your time. Well, a Richmond preliminary final is on the line, and the Giants lead it right now by 35 points over the Eagles.